In a quiet village surrounded by vast forests and rolling hills, there lived a young woman named Lena. She was known for her boundless curiosity and a heart full of dreams. While the villagers were content with their peaceful lives, Lena often gazed beyond the horizon, wondering what lay beyond the familiar paths of her home. For years, Lena had harbored a dream of exploring the far-off lands and discovering the world. But every time she thought of taking the first step, doubt would creep into her mind. What if I fail? What if the journey is too difficult? What if I'm not strong enough? The questions haunted her like shadows in the night. One evening, as Lena sat near the village well, lost in thought, her grandmother, a wise and gentle woman, sat beside her. The old woman had always been a source of comfort and guidance for Lena. "My dear," her grandmother said, noticing the troubled look on her granddaughter's face, "you seem burdened. What is on your mind?" Lena sighed, looking out at the vast expanse of mountains and forests. "Grandmother, I have a dream of traveling far and wide, of seeing the world beyond our village. But I am afraid. I don't know where to start, and I fear that I might fail before I even begin." Her grandmother smiled softly, the wisdom of years reflected in her eyes. "Ah, Lena, my dear, you are not alone in your fear. Every great journey begins with uncertainty. But the key is this: the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." Lena frowned, unsure of what her grandmother meant. "Let me tell you a story," her grandmother said, her voice carrying a calm and steady rhythm. "There was once a great king who wanted to build a beautiful temple. He knew it would take many years, and he was uncertain of where to begin. But one day, a wise old architect came to him and said, 'Your Majesty, the temple you wish to build will be the most magnificent structure in the kingdom. But to begin, all we need is one stone. Once that stone is laid, we can build the rest.'" Lena listened closely as her grandmother continued. The king, despite his doubts, ordered the first stone to be placed. Day by day, stone by stone, the temple rose higher and higher until it was finished, more beautiful than anyone could have imagined. But it all started with that one simple stone. Her grandmother turned to Lena with a knowing smile. "Lena, your journey is no different. You may not know what lies ahead, and the path may seem daunting, but it only takes one step to start. And once you take that first step, the next one will follow, and then the next, until you find yourself further than you ever imagined." Lena sat silently for a moment, her heart beginning to stir with hope. She looked at the path leading into the unknown forest, and for the first time, it didn't seem as terrifying. She realized her grandmother was right. The world outside was vast, but she could take it one step at a time. The next morning, Lena packed her belongings and stood at the edge of the village, gazing at the journey that awaited her. Her heart raced with excitement and fear, but she remembered her grandmother's words. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. With courage in her heart, she took that first step forward, leaving behind the comfort of her home and stepping into the unknown. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Lena faced many challenges along the way. Storms that tested her strength, moments of loneliness, and times when she questioned her path. But each time she felt lost or unsure, she reminded herself that all she needed to do was take the next step. Slowly but surely, she found herself growing stronger, braver, and wiser. One day, after many long months of traveling, Lena stood atop a hill, looking out over the vast land she had crossed. She marveled at the beauty of the world and the strength within herself. The journey had been hard, but it had transformed her. And in that moment, Lena realized that it wasn't the destination that mattered most. It was the courage to take the first step, to keep moving forward no matter the obstacles. That had made all the difference. When she returned to the village, her heart was full of stories, and her spirit was full of wisdom. She had discovered the world, But more importantly, she had discovered herself. And so the lesson was clear. No matter how long or difficult the journey may seem, it all begins with the courage to take that first step. Each step leads to the next, and before you know it, you've traveled farther than you ever dreamed possible. To begin your journey, 1. Acknowledge your doubts, but don't let them stop you. 2. Start with one small step, no matter how small it may seem. 3. Trust that each step will bring you closer to your goal. 4. Keep moving forward, even when the path seems uncertain. The world is waiting, and it's all within your reach, one step at a time. This is Moti Thought Stories. Thank you for watching and stay blessed.